Alrighty. Welcome. Right. Gotta click. Gotta click. Gotta click. Okay. Here we go. Doing there, doing that, doing over here. Why did I do this one last? Okay. Doing good. How am I sounding? I can't tell. Who knows? Okay. You know, once we get in, I'll fill you guys in. Okay. I think I got today right. That it's 9:10. Good. Okay. Check. Okay. Right. Sorry, this is weird. It's just like I need this time to just relax and figure out if everything's good. Oh, that loaded. Boop. There we go. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Don't know what to say. Hi guys. So, hello to Miko. Anyone else joining in? Hasn't commented yet. That's okay. I won't know where you are if you don't tell me. So, I'd start. Okay, so once we kind of roll into here, kind of get into. It's not much drama at all, but it's just like had a semi-eye appointment, so not the major, it's just like my eyeglasses aren't fitting. This is interesting. The nose pads, it's a little if you have glasses, it's a little plastic bit that goes in between your eyes. To connect to your snoot nose. It's the one that I got with the new glasses, which are these. They were like huge and would make my like in here actually like turn red and thin skin there. So I has to get some smaller ones. So I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran home directly here. It took me like 10 minutes to set this up, so if anything's wrong, that could be why. With the meta of the stream, like when anything isn't loading or anything, or it stopped loading. So forgive me for that. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. That I ran home. So okay. Ready? Oh no. One of those can be annoying to those people. It was very painful that it became very tender skin at the bridge of my nose. So yeah, I've had other ones where it's like worse too. Yeah, I think the last pair they definitely started it. So hopefully now I'm gonna try it out with a little bit smaller ones. So they're about half size now. So doctor gave me some smaller ones, so hopefully in any case it'll make the bad spots actually smaller. So I looked up the other ones, like other glasses that have the glasses that don't have nose pads. Hi boss lover. The ones that don't have nose pads, which are the things that are bothering me, are all plastic frames. So and the frame itself is like really thick, so it's like looks like one of those like nerd and SpongeBob glasses. So it's like I really want it to be really thin, so it's just like the trade-off of comfort versus style. And it's like I can really find too many thin frame plastic ones. So I'll have to live with this until it's boo till I figure it out. So I'll try these new ones out for a couple days, maybe a week, and then if it gets better, that's good. If not, might have to get new frames, which I just got these frames like a week ago. So anyway, but how are you guys doing? That was exciting for me. Plastic ones with built in. built-in, like the thing with the nose pads. Okay. Do. Gender glasses. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like how to describe them visually. Guess I can draw it. I mean, you guys know that instead of like, you know, like my glasses that I have, you know, they're fairly thin, sort of like that. But the ones that I could get that are, you know, nicer are like thicker like that. So it's like, well, what do you want? You know. So I was like, do we really want to have something that's objectively bigger, but it's like way too thick that it's like, I don't want to have things that feel like I'm wearing glasses or like, hey, are you wearing glasses? I mean, it seems like I always am, but it's just like, it's just a small thing that's like, I don't want it. Anyway, we'll get on to here in just a bit. Let me get that going. Boop. Yeah, link in the description for the Discord server. I made that so it'll be infinite, so hopefully you guys won't be spamming that a bunch. That might have happened, or not, or maybe it could happen. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of decisions with this project, so we should probably get going. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to, I always have like all these weird reasons why I seem like I'm really tired. And it's like that's an excuse. That's what I'm thinking of. So, okay. So we gotta do this. This isn't gonna make sense. Let me actually watch what we got and then we can go over it. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, a little time to do all this. So, let's see. And there's still like 2 more pages after this. I like this one. This one's fun. It's saving it. That's the next 2 pages. So, okay. I think we should just get right into it. I think that'd be fun. So, okay. How have you guys been doing? I know some stuff happened last week, and that I didn't really think about that statement too much. So, okay. Let me get rid of everything besides there. Okay. Let me figure out what this one is and that one is. Okay. That one is panel. What is it? I'll find out what the biggest number is and see. That's 6. So this one could be 7 maybe. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need this to be 7. There we go. Okay. Hey, Twilight Sparkle. Cool name. I was impressed with you guys. Like, how do you even register Twilight Sparkle? That's incredible. You just like get it like in 2010. Like immediately to get it. Okay. Is it actually spelled the same? Okay, cool. So in this panel, let me get the guide so we can see what we need. Okay, yeah, so this is just her. I don't know what I did there. She'll basically be in this position, but now it'll be just flying across, and then we can just pan it. I think that'll work. Okay, so go inside here, get some time. Okay, so I could get her back to just 6 and then just edit this a little bit. Get rid of this. So now the plane is off. So let's see. What do we want? What kind of pose? Keep clicking it there. It's just a small click to get to this move. to move it up. Let's see. Probably want to just keyframe here. Then I can get rid of these frames, get it back there. So plane probably needs to have its own logic in a bit. But now, let me get back into it. Because I've been outside, so I'm not fully used to controlling all this now. Okay, so I'm doing other stuff too, so with different kinds of puppets and creating puppets, so it's a little tricky. Going back and forth between using all these different stuff, you know, like having one project where you're using a certain type of technology, and then the other one where you're using another. Remember, like in junior high, like I would have to use I would have to use Max. I know it's not a huge difference, but it's like, yeah, you have to actually get used to how, because you would have to learn how the operating system, like how files and everything would work, and it's like, obviously I'm using, I don't think you can really tell, but I'm using Windows on here, so it's just kind of like, it is a different thinking of like how to, like, oh, save your project on Mac is really different. You gotta not be able to see all this, so I'll just delete it. Probably just delete that much. Okay. Okay. Hello, like hello, making sure. Oh, hi, Diamond. Didn't see you. Good. Okay. Don't really like Max. Yeah. I think, yeah, when I was a kid, I had the look like a, I don't know what you call it, but it was like, can't see it over here. Whatever the one where it's more like shaped like this, like a weird mailbox kind of thing. Maybe like a disc tray and vents or something. And it'd be like, hello. So whatever this kind of shape was, yeah, I had that when I was a kid. So early 90s, late 90s. That's horrible, but kind of gets a gist. And I was like, that's, so yeah, when I was a kid I had a Mac, but then eventually got into like a personal computer for me was a laptop. And then the laptop was very low spec, so wasn't very good at actually doing anything that I wanted to do, like gaming or art. So yeah. But otherwise it was pretty good. I guess gaming back then would have been, you know, all the humongous preschool games. We like those, Pajama Sams and all those. There we go. But otherwise, it was just for fun. I know, like all the schools, like even in probably like throughout my whole actual school career, if you can call it that, was using Macs. They weren't too, you know, fancy though, so it's kind of weird. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just kind of didn't seem like this is the high end of it. This is just kind of, it's good enough to work. Didn't really seem like, oh, if you have this or not, then you're good or not. It just kind of seemed like, yeah, it'll do. I guess I never really saw the actual appeal of it more than just anything else. Like I actually see like Windows actually being better in some regards. So yeah, I guess I was kind of in the mindset too that I saw the Apple presentation. Remember that one from today? It was alright. Seemed pretty, you know. As a next step, it's like not much. Just kind of in the background. Yeah. They always want to push technology, but it's like, it's kind of the same technology I've seen. Of course, I would start out with the arcade, so it's just like seeing how backwards they are with all that. And it's like that's not nothing new out of that, really. It's just kind of seems like almost like a Stadia kind of a thing. Well, that's kind of loud. Can you hear that? What's it sound like? I'm scared now. What is that? It's still going. Is it a spooky ghost? I wish it was a ghost. You could just have this as ambient noise. I don't know if I'm louder or not in it. It's probably gonna go for a while. So let's see. I need this to be 8. There's not much I can do. Maybe should I check on it? I mean, it's probably gonna end in a couple minutes. Yeah, I didn't expect this to happen. Okay, so that happens. Why does that keep happening? Yeah, I believe it's the running water. It's my outside hose. Ooh. Well, that's kind of fun. I think our drainage outside is sort of faulty. It's not I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. It's not the best. We had to get some guys to actually come out to actually fix it. But I was also with the water damage too. I guess I just escalated it. That is like, oh well, while you're here, we always had this like 10-year or more problem where the drainage stuff would not work per se, or we just have a lot of crud in it that didn't really, obviously wasn't just water. So anywho, let's see here. I know sort of what I'm doing, so I'm not explaining it too much, so sorry about that. She's gonna be here. I mean, this is sort of how I work, where I just kind of, I already have once I kind of figure out the storyboard and everything, then it's just kind of figuring out and feeling it instead of really thinking about it too much in some ways. I know we had to do a bunch of those creative stuff at the beginning. Like remember the first or second stream where we had to figure out all the stuff? Where we had to figure out like who was this opponent going to be? So once we kind of figure all that stuff out, and it's usually mostly smooth sailing. You only got to really factor with like why is animation so hard? It's just like it takes time. So even if this is, you know, fairly simple to do with this kind of method I'm doing, it's still just gonna take a long time to actually get it done because there's a lot to it, I guess. But it's not really exactly tricky or hard to do. So I don't know. Who do you think is underrated pony? Probably anyone that I can't think of off the top of my head. Yeah. I think they're doing pretty good. with like using all the secondary characters, especially in the trivia one. I was impressed with that. Just like how many characters they were able to cram in there. Having a lot of them speak. That was impressive too. No spoilers for future episodes, as a reminder. But I have caught up to 19, I would like to say. Whatever the Discovery Family one that they had last week on last Saturday. So, whatever... Told you up here. Whatever that one would be. Let's see. Yeah, so I was impressed with that they even bothered to have a lot of side characters in there. Yeah, it was a really fun one. Even in like the next episode, they were able to like sort of retcon it to say like, oh yeah, you know, Twilight, she has weird like manic, you know, Twilight-y things, but then she's gonna be calm in this scenario. I was like, oh, that's cute. And it's like, yeah, oh, it's just wiggling her arm. Okay, you just guys see that? What an error. Okay. Stop. But to go back to the question, I'm not really sure. Because they gave like all the secondary characters and then all the, you know, or there's a whole ton of like, if you just say like a one-time like referential pop culture one, like the Rick and Morty ones, or like the maybe a Link one, there's a Charlie Brown one, you know, like stuff like that, where it's like, well, wouldn't they be underrated? Or like, they'd definitely be underused because they only be seen like once. Like, I think even like in the Pony Wiki would like, you know, categorize in like try to like find all of them, and then be like, what's their bio? Oh, they were in this one shot in this one episode. So it's like definitely probably one of those. I think there's like a couple of recolors in the winter wrap up that even then probably only show up for like one shot or so, or like once in the song. So that's totally fine, but it's just like, it seems like it seems like because there's so much work to create a puppet and like colorize it and everything, when recoloring is a bit different from like actually correcting or creating a whole new character just to be like a side or like some speaking character, regardless if they actually do anything later. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's just like, because it takes so much time to like make those, it seems like they would want to use each character they have to the fullest. So definitely with like fan favorite stuff like Derpy and others like Activities, like yeah, they'll be sure to like include them more, but like the legit like recolors of like Golden Harvest and stuff is like, I don't think any fan even really knows about them just because they've been uber unutilized, that they're not even part of anything. It's probably one of those. Be ones that I won't be able to think of because they've been so underutilized. Okay. So that's about as much space as I need for that. You'll be masked. That happens, and then door opens, and then it'll fly. Any unpopular pony related questions or opinions? That's interesting. Jeez, okay. Well, first we have to break that down into what even is a popular opinion, because there's so much like fan stuff that it's like, what even now is like accepted or not. Okay, Screw loose. A couple times in the background, but she can claim with it for sure. That's true. But even then, she definitely has a name. So I might, you know, do a couple ticks for that, and then it's like, oh no, they already have a name. So I probably want to include one of those. Boop. That's what it's supposed to look like. Boop. Haha. Okay. Looks pretty good. Meow. Okay. Not sure most probably consists either. I mean, yeah. Because like one person's, you know, character is another person's, you know, one person would say like, oh, this character is good, but the other one would say like, oh no, they're like the worst. So it's like you never get any kind of straight answer on anything. Okay. Okay. I'm supposed to ask you which character you think deserves more attention from your show. Oh, okay. That's a different question. Didn't know what I was answering in circles for a couple minutes. Thank you. Which character needs more, like, screen time and everything? More attention? I think group shooters might be better for songs. I mean, I sort of agree with that too. Just because they weren't very memorable, that I can't think of any part of the episode or songs. So I would think, yeah, that if it was just a straight episode or something, it probably was. I don't even remember if it was it or not. So I would agree with that. So whoosh, boof. Colgate needs to stop moving. Let's see. Get in there. Stop blinking with your big old eyes. Okay. Some character. I don't know. It seems like they, you know, kind of come every other season. Like they had this Moose come back. So I was like, that was cool. So it seems like season 9 seems to be like a revival and try to close every possible thing that they left open. So it's hard to think about that now. And it's like, oh yeah, it'll be any character that won't be part of this, you know, second part, second appearance. Not really. We're saying, oh, that I think it could have been that the songs weren't too memorable, or I couldn't even think of anything. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Maybe about the same size, so I always kind of put them together and just see, like, that's about it. Okay, and then she'll be inside of the mask. Let's get a little 08 action. What character needs more screen time? I gotta think about what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I can't really think of any. Don't have an answer for it. I was saying that the pop-up songs were great. Ooh, okay. It was way better, bro. Okay. Yeah, I guess I see what you mean now. Actually, I don't. I just skimmed it without actually reading it. Oh, okay. See, when I read it in the right way, it made more sense. Okay. At least something to it. So now she'll be flying. Now she's trying to catch up to the letter. Now she realizes that it has flown away and outside of the office, so now she has to catch it. So we're gonna get that going, add another wing. Let's go behind. Like that. A little darker. And now she's gonna be freaking out face. Let's do... I don't really have a mouth bigger than that. The eyebrows sell it more. Like that. So with the puppet I had to create all these things, all the eyebrows and everything. Once I get them all lined up and everything, and perfect like that, I'm able to just switch through them. So I don't have to worry about having to create the eyebrows and shapes every time. It's sort of like having a library for it. There we go. Let's get... We just need to move this up like that. Use up like that. Okay. So now it should be flying like that. Looked at the other monitor to see what it looked like smaller. I'm sure I'm actually streaming too. Bit much on that angle. There we go. Okay. Now there's a bunch of comments and I'm trying to get this going. Okay. So there's songs for them. We'll make our mark the vote. There was a vote? Where we go? What I want to be. And whatever. I think out of all of them, actually the vote sounds the most familiar. It's weird like that. Okay. So let me... always want to make sure that the Indian pose sort of works first, and then we can bump her back like that. So like that. Boop boop. Okay. I don't care for those songs. Yeah. Honestly, because I don't remember the actual episode at all, but I think some kind of vote was important, so... Yeah, I remember that we had this sort of discussion, I think last time too. Whenever we brought this episode up, it's like, yeah, if it was somehow not musical, it could have been stronger in a weird way. Like, if it was not a musical, then it might have been an actual stronger episode. It might have felt in a way better. I think I want to put her behind Colgate. Let's go whoosh, like that. I don't know. Yeah, and I think I had that opinion of last time too. That's like, if it was gonna be a very, you know, if you had to rank all the important episodes, then that would be an important one. All of them seem to be also be musicals. So anything that would be story related will be, and canon would be somehow a musical. It's like, yeah, it's okay, but it's just like, I don't know. It's okay, but it's just like, I think because the running time is usually too short, because we're only like 22 minutes for like the one-off ones. So if it was somehow have time like the Steven Universe movie, which had enough time to tell a story and an hour and a half of songs, so it's like that's great. Like, that was a perfect example of like, you can have a strong story with being a musical. Especially if I can't exactly remember any part of it from Crusader's Last Mark. That I think something with that probably didn't, you know, work out too well. So, you know, opinion that they got their cutie marks until in the show anyway. Yeah, because then it's like they wrapped up their arc, you know, from like season 1 to like season 7 or so, 7 or 8, whenever they got the, whenever that episode happens. So it's like, well, now what? Because season 9 should be like the book ending to everything, all the plots. So I was like, what's this gonna be? You know, would I have another episode? I think I've heard about it, but just seems like a pretty lame cliche. Season 5? Oh man. So have they had their marks more than they haven't? Is that how math works? I was also thinking like they need their marks so then all the kids, like the actual target audience, would have something, you know, to personify themselves, you know. So if it's like they already found their mission, then it's like, oh, what they gotta do, like how they gotta keep going like that with it being with like that they can't just have these characters, you know, already finish their mission before it even really starts, I guess. I'm putting words out and I'm not really thinking about it, so here we go. I guess we would have, yeah, to fully, yeah, I guess to develop more character development than just the one track, you know, arc thing. I don't know. Oh really? Oh, it's cool, the anniversary of it. Well, Tintin wasn't the start of the Cutie Mark Crusader, so I don't know about that, but that's pretty cool that it was 1010 though. Because the Cutie Mark Crusader episode like happened like almost mid-season. Very close to it. It would have been a question about Silva now. We have gotten to Silva now, so it comes in. Yeah. I guess it still comes down to, can we sell more toys if they have the cutie marks? So I guess that kind of works too. So, oh well. Because then you can somehow sell them with cutie marks, and that would be a whole nother thing. It's like, oh well, you have the ones without them. Now you gotta get the ones with the cutie marks. Oh dear. This is more endearing. I'm trying to find a place for them. Yeah, it felt like a more childy kind of fun, instead of now they have to act like adults and like, you know, do a job pretty much. I don't know if that really is better for them, you know, because it's like, well, now they gotta actually do responsibilities and like do things with their talents, instead of like, well, what are they? So I think that's, again, I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. So okay. Yeah, it goes either way, and it's not really right or wrong. I think the story that they are telling is good. It's just not the story itself that they decided to choose to further development wasn't quite. Maybe I only watched it once, the actual episode, so I probably don't even remember much of it. Probably did, it was a musical, so I didn't really want to watch it again for some reason. I don't know. I think the plot itself, it wasn't like super grand in at scale, you know. That might have been it too. That's because it was like, you know, Mystery Cure is like Twilight saving a whole town and all of her friends, and then getting, you know, wings and becoming furthering her development. With Cutie Marks, it seemed like they got a vote, and then Diamond was like, "I'm gonna be nice," or is that the same one? And then they got picked to be president or something of their little club at the school, and then it's like, that's our talent. So I don't know, it felt like way smaller scale, so it didn't really feel super impactful as much as Mystery Cure. So I think that's what I'm also trying to say too. Everybody watched it? Okay. Or you would? Right, I should. Let's figure that out. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch it now because this is now becoming a giant recurring thing on here. Okay. We know your stuff. Hi, Batbone. I should. Okay. Yeah. Probably once the whole series is ended, then I'll probably just do a whole marathon. Or maybe even leading up to it. How long would that actually take? I don't know, like when it was like season 3, it would take like 2 or 3 days to watch it all if you marathon it. So now there's nearly 150, 20 minutes. How long would it actually take to watch the whole series now? Now that we know how many episodes there are, so we could figure that out. So okay, now we're on page 2. I'm just gonna keep going. This is panel 1. Should be these ones. So okay. I don't know what I'm doing. If you're new, sorry. It's not much time, so I'm just gonna keep plowing through it, and then maybe at the end or so, I'll let you know what the whole intent of all this is. Okay. Hello. Let me back to what this actually is supposed to be. What happened to my sketches? I lost the page for my sketches. Huh. I know what's going on, so it's not too big of a deal, but it's interesting. I know sometimes Flash will like randomly delete things as you go, so don't I know about that? There was a couple of times where it's like I would open a file and it's like, wait, where did that work that I worked on go? Like, it would actually just inexplicably just disappear. It'd be like super frustrating. So hopefully that's not happened with that panel. Because I think even when I opened it, I saw like it had uneven, like there should have been a keyframe here, so I didn't see it. So I know what's supposed to happen. So hopefully I'll be able to remember. Maybe I can even, someone wants to like screenshot like my last stream where it has the red sketches for like all the pages. Get like page 2. That'd be really cool. That'd be more impressive. Like this will be a live thing, so we can figure it out. So what I want to do, I want to have either the plane can do this, and that'd be a thing, or have this here, and then the background will have to move. I think the simplest thing is just to have this just go across. Probably just do that. Okay. Because basically something just has to go across the screen. So might as well be the one thing instead of the hilly mills. I'll have to draw to be looping are just longer, so this will be quicker. So okay, take a couple frames there, delete that, and then just have it kind of just go across, I guess. Or it could exit frame, or it could kind of get halfway, and then it'd be like, I don't know. Let's see. No. It's a motion comic, so it doesn't. I don't know how much motion it needs. So, let's see. Like I know a real airplane would have to, you know, kind of goes woo, or it goes up. So whoosh, whoosh. Do a loop-de-loop. Let's see. Maybe. That'll go down. This is down. And then usually set my loop-de-loops for like Derpy. I think it's just having a nice time there. No. Yeah, a little smoother by adding more frames there. I think a bird first bird. That would require drawing a bird. Sorry about that, but I don't think I have the time or exactly resources to make a whole bird. Yeah. Pegasus. That means we have to choose another Pegasus, which we'll have to vote on that and everything. So, for the sake of just trying to get this done, trying to get it done this time. So, we'll have to. It says woman flying toasters. Okay. I don't know. Tell you what, if we finish it, then maybe we'll have time to do that. But otherwise, I don't think getting the core of this will be more important. To stop pony watching or nearly above it is when that was boring. I think it's in a way supposed to be boring. I think it's that one. Because I think the joke is in a way that it becomes that this won't be well, it's so small. It's going to be like a little bit slow, and then Derpy will come in and be kind of slow, but then they're both there, and then it gets really intense, and then it just falls. So that's basically what we boarded. So it's not like we have to really add much more. I don't know. It's actually gets mad. It's almost hit. This views toast in anger. These ideas are great, but it's like I don't think I have time or resources to do any of that. So, yeah, sorry. It's like, yeah, it's hard. Why am I streaming this then? I'm not gonna take all your suggestions. It's just like I really don't have all the resources to do that. Because even though I speedrun through just this, try to get through everything, problem is that I will only be able to finish basically the core of it. So that's what I'm more worried about, at least at this point. Just so this one dang comic doesn't take 3 months to make. it's already supposed to like, in my mind, supposed to only take like 2 or 3 different streams, so now it's taking like 3 or 4 wherever we're on. So that's what I'm just trying to get that going. So because otherwise I'll have to open the toaster file and import it and then place them in and then adjust it and everything. And then he wants to some people want it to animate too. So I'm just having to pick my battles now, and it's like I don't want to disappoint you, but it's like, yeah, that's stuff like adding things more than just what we have here is gonna be just too much now. So like a very sort of one-tracked mind that's just like anything outside it, it feels like it's like too much out of my control, and it's like, that's not what my original vision was. What are we doing that for? So just trying to let you off like that. That if we had unlimited time and everything to do all this instead of taking way too much on this, you know, then I definitely would try and do it. Because I'm also kind of in a rush too with my just getting back home. That I wasn't not thinking my sense of time isn't too great either, so that I feel like I'm always in a rush just because it took me forever to get home and everything. Make sure I'm on time and everything. Okay. They usually plan a certain amount of time to complete a story, 50 times to possibly double. In a way, I feel like mine's are about 1.5. I think I do allow my storyboards to have enough breathing room. So obviously this wasn't exactly animatic-id, where I knew the time and everything. So giving me like the actual timeline of itself, then yeah. I don't feel like it's exactly double, it just seems like it's kind of close. Good night, Bapone. It's true for you. Okay. Not to say that I've had more experience, I think, with actual this kind of animation bit. That is like, I feel like that's also a little bit of a factor as like I get. I feel like I know what I'm doing most of the time, especially with the storyboard phase. I make a animatic that has. I try to play out my animatics to seem like they're nearly final with timing and everything. So that's why I'm not guessing too far. Also, I'm not trying to add too many things as I go, so that's why I'm trying to limit it. So if we had the idea of the birds and the toasters while we're doing the first read of it, I suppose, then it would have been a better contender. But right now it's a bit late, at least if I wanted to finish this at a reasonable time. Otherwise, if I get like within like 5 minutes or so of work, you know, left to do anything, then that might have been the time to just finish it instead of having the 5 minutes to make this whole new asset and everything. So just trying to let you guys know that's like how this sort of works. So I can make this sort of quick. I could just see if this, no one will notice that. Let's see. I think I just need to redraw Just that one. Or just add a little bit more. We're gonna add this. Just flip it, and then get rid of a couple. Get rid of this one, and then redraw. So now, there's a plan for this. So now it's gonna be pretty zippy. Doesn't seem like it's zipping across though. It's gonna be a slow zip, so you can understand sort of what's going on instead. So also be like that. So I know if my other group work with the Full Life Celestia, we might have talked about it too, that we had a we had a time, I guess we had one animator, which was me, and then we had, I think we signed on like 2 more animators, but then they kind of drifted off after a couple months. So that left me working on it like several months, working on the project on my own. So by the time that we actually got more people to work on it, it became so late into working on it that I felt like there wasn't much room to change anything. So that's why I'm reminded of that kind of situation where I'm not really sure, like the amount of work that adding things is just making the deadline and like the finish line further away is true. So like, should we finish it, or should we do this other extra thing that wasn't in the original proposal, but it'd be looking pretty sick? So it's like, where to draw that line is what I'm just trying to, in a way, say. So, which actually did like have a couple meetings where it's like, well, what if in this one section, instead of something that we've been thinking about for a couple months, what if we just draw that out and then we have a more elaborate scenario? So it's like, something that, the problem is that the longer it is for me to brew on an idea, the more accepted it is in my mind. That's like, of like how things will work, like how things will pan out and everything. So it's like, if there's enough time for me to think and say like, oh, this is gonna be the way that it will be, then it's just like, that's the way it is. So it's like, as soon as new ideas come in, then it's like, I don't know, you know. So if I just figure out how to do this, and it's like I'm already making the whole thing that we kind of sort of constructed together. So it's like, well, what do you want? So I hope I'm not trying to bash you too hard, but it's just like, just want to explain that why am I thinking with what I'm thinking with all that. So, whoa. Yeah, exactly. Some things come up like exactly with the trash bag. That's like, when I went to create a whole new, you know, technology to figure that out. So unfortunately, they have to deal with that in a way, because 3D is always evolving and stuff. So you don't really, it's more pioneering in a way that you don't really know what's gonna happen. So once you kind of figure out what is possible or not, then it becomes more predictable. The more predictable something is, the obviously better able to figure out, because like I would know how long, like in timeline, how long an action or something would be. So like when I make a storyboard in Animatic, it tends to be very close, or sometimes even quicker than my animatics. So I get surprised. Even then, like, it always just kind of shifts a little bit. Like, oh, should this scene be like, you know, 52 frames or 54 frames, and it just gets nudged over and over. So oh, thanks guys. Well, look at that, we didn't finish the thing. We didn't even finish the visual idea either. So I don't know if I'm getting on that, but it's like, yeah. Maybe last thing will be this panel. So I guess in a way too, I'm just kind of bored with this project too, because it's not what I typically do. So just kind of like testing the waters, and it's just like I'm not super proud of it either. So just because it's a little bit different. Yeah, to erase. Okay. Well, erase forwards are fine. In this particular context. So, okay. Let's see. I need paper plane again. Plane. Yeah, it's the same color as her hair, so that's why it's delivering to her. And so it's contrast between everything else. So, sorry one last time. Oh wait, no, sorry I said that. So legit one. Okay. Okay, so I think that was gonna be weirdly out of context. So okay. Just wanted to make sure that directly after it I said like it's in that particular context. So, okay, so she needs to have at least more than just a default head here. As much as I'm going to be doing for that. Doesn't really need to do anything. That should be part of something else with the later bit. So do a lot of innovation there. Okay, so the plane is gonna fall right in front of her, and then it's gonna, or maybe it wouldn't fall over like that. Maybe it'll just be like that. So we can just have, yep. Whoosh. Whoosh. Right, let's go back up. Whoosh. 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 Okay, that's pretty good. Whoosh. Okay, and then we don't want her to blink because this is people don't blink in comics. You ever notice that? When's the last time you seen a? I don't really watch comics. When's the last time you seen a Superman have a whole panel where he just blinks? So there you go. I forgot to make it a duplicate. I think I might be okay. Either I have to make a new duplicate and then neutral like that, or then I just set everything back to how it was. So now she's neutral, and then we set it back to the one that is changed, so like that. And then we just have a frame of her here, where now she's going to see a letter on the ground. Like that. How far can we push that? And it should be like, whoa. Whole body could be Push it over like that. Pop. Yep. Pop. Okay. We don't know movie comics either. I don't watch comics. I really don't. I don't even watch the superhero movies and the theatrical ones either. So, sorry about that. That's what I'm selling. I'm still on the hype of getting ready to do this stream more than actually doing like a good performance. So sorry about that. So after pretty much here, we need to set just one keyframe like that, and then stop it, and then there. Okay, and then add some time there, and then do that, and then now we'll have a whole nother frame to do. So now we gotta do 3 more of here. So I guess I'll either I keep going for another maybe like half hour and then finish it, or I somehow take my time next stream and then I can do more effects and stuff. So alright. Yeah. So I guess my homework will be at least watching Last of the Marks or whatever it is. I'll figure it out. And then we'll have to finish this next time. So I don't know why. I always feel like I can get more done in an hour. Maybe because I do sort of commissions in a way, and it's like, oh, I can get that one picture animation done in an hour, or I can get like 5 seconds of animation done in an hour. So it's like, well, why can't I get all this done? So I guess I get more distracted and having more ideas come in, you know, more than just my own. So yeah, we'll watch it, and then we'll go into toaster land. So okay, let's get rid of the vignette. We'll have to figure out too whether you want it to basically look like this, or like this with a vignette. We can darken this more if we want. We could have this even like 50 if we totally want it. So we can either have it look like this, and then it'll just go from here to each frame, or we have it like this, and then we'll have it more video framed or something, where it'll be a zoom in on each one, and then it goes to the next one, or any other ideas after that. And then it just kind of snaps or so to each panel. So might have to make like maybe like 2 versions, with or without, and then see which ones we like better. Or I can make a new scene or something, figure out which one we want. Anyway, let's watch it. So it'll start here, and then eventually it'll go to the next panel. That's 1, then 2. So whatever one's kind of moving a little bit. So some a little more dramatic. And then that's the one we made today. This might be some timing bits that I might also want to fix too. It's interesting. I'm not sure if it's, maybe it's just me because I'm such from a cartoon background, so it's just like, this isn't right, you know. It's like it's like it's not animated. It's like, why isn't she like having a whole secondary motion of her hair and like eyebrows and stuff and eyelashes and blinks and movement? It's like, it's weird. The only thing moving is just like some camera pans and other stuff. Yeah, but this on like how to present it to. I think you can put any kind of canvas size on DeviantArt, right? Oh, I just thought of that. We can have the DeviantArt version fit the screen, maybe? Like, and hopefully be the height-wise will hopefully fit. And then when I do like my shorts, like my my video shorts, we can have it be widescreeny, where we basically just turn this whole screen canvas size like 90 degrees and then have it be more full screen. Because otherwise it'll how would this work? I need actually the width to be 1920 or so, and then yeah, it'll be about this size, and then just putting this in the middle. We can imagine this as being the proper dimensions. Will that kind of work? It's kind of like when you have a video phone, a vertical video phone on a YouTube video. It's like like too much of a border. The background has a little bit of a gradient, so I guess that sort of works. I don't know. There's a like these kind of ideas are like easy to fix instead of like adding more content. So that's what I was worried about. It was the scary like, hey, add another whole character that also animates. That scared me more than anything. So that's why I get really scared. It's like I would import a whole new character and then also animate it, and it's like add like a whole thing. And it's like add it. Yeah. So otherwise, I think imagine this as being like, you know, like a 1080 or so, and have it be cropped and everything perfect. Sort of like that, but like you know, perfect. Will that kind of work? It seems weird. In a way, we could have almost 3 pages of it. Would it be weird if you can see like 2 of them at once? But then it's like, well, what happens when there's one? Okay. We'll have to figure that out too. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. I think that's right. Yeah. That idea when all of them together would be if it's a video. If I put it on YouTube, what would it look like? But I'm thinking probably too far ahead. So I'll have to figure it out. We can watch it again just for funs, and then we can head on up to do whatever with the 2 pages that we got so far. So yeah, I guess too it's this whole idea for the script, like the whole story, was a scrapped idea for a full-length cartoon. I think I talked about it the first time too. So that's also probably why I'm a little bit weirdly on edge about this too. That's like, well, it's such an idea that I don't want or like that I don't want to even just messing with it. It's like, just like messing with everything. So I like everything very like clean and everything. So it's like my style isn't really to have like an extra character in the background, that anything that would bring too much attention to it in a scene I feel is bad. So I know I made some like a bunch of like little small references and stuff, but it's like they weren't like in your face, like look at me, I'm a reference or something. So that's why I'll go into Toastland. I'll explain it. So content's over. I guess we'll have to finish this next week or Thursday. We'll finish it Thursday. So Till then, thanks for watching, and yeah. So thanks, guys. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I've eventually like stepped away from like, here's a reference, look at me, to like, here's a reference that's like I can try to figure out like the sneakiest way to like hide a reference in. So they're more like Easter eggs in a way, like super secret Easter eggs, and more instead of you know, like even like I think like even with the witch one where it's like Little Witch Academia, like it was only really the designs of them. It wasn't like, hey, let's do a thing that they did. I guess I did have the like a one shot of like the three heroes of him, you know, but I was just to also in a story way show that they're also have magic and can do things more than just standing around, so they have some life to them. But like when they were in the background, they didn't really do anything, so they were just hanging out. So I felt like that's in a way at least justifiable to me, but it's like, I guess that was just be like a whole reference. That the whole thing was a reference more than anything else. So I don't want to like again, just I don't want to like clutter things just to have like something like that, or something like what happened. I feel like it would need to be more story justified in a way, more than just having low random things happen. I'm trying to get away from low random XD, you know, stuff. So I know it'll be boring, but it's like it'll have more attention and have everything more drama to the at least to the second part where it's like, whoa, we're zipping through space now, going really fast instead of, whoa, we're zipping through space. Whoa, what's that? Is that a, and then like by then like everything is already and you know happened. So I would say just random here. Thanks. I that's a nice comment. Like that, I agree with that. So I feel like my first year, like if you don't count for like the first year, then yeah, I feel like that. Definitely the first year was like, hey, let me use these assets and stuff and just try to create some you know, something silly, you know, more than, and then that happens, and then, well, what if she was a tomato, you know, with no setup? I feel like that's the thing too, is like having a big setup and story part is more important than having it, you know, some small bit and then choose a tomato kind of a thing. So because with the one that I'm working on now, like it's probably the most comedic-y, almost slapstick-y story probably written in a while. So I'm pretty impressive how I was able to write that. That it was kind of pretty close to like almost humor. So I hope you'll be able to watch it and go, yeah, you'll agree with that. So but hopefully the humor won't stand out too much that it'll detract it too much from an actual story. So like hopefully there'll be funny bits in it. So I'm worried about that. Because writing humor is actually really tough. But yeah, the other part is too, like when low random XD happens on like one frame or like one scene or a shot, then I always think of like reactors, because I try to watch as many of those as I can to my own work. So I would try to, you know, I would search like Yoshi Greenwater reacts on YouTube and find a whole bunch of those. So I actually find like a lot of those and actually watch them and then take a lot of their criticisms and stuff like to heart and say like, oh, okay. So I mean, I would also like meta figure out like the timing of things and figure out like, if I include something that's you know, not, it kind of just happens. I can't think of another word for it, but it's like just kind of just pops up. Then having enough time to react to it more is important. So yeah, have things kind of last on the screen a little bit longer, and then kind of slow things down more when more information is presented. So I know with the robot one, I try to, you know, have things repetition, like they had the first half where they had to demonstrate the robot and like show off what it can do, and then show off how it explodes. So then in the second part, when it happens again, you kind of know what to expect, and then see like, oh, it resolved and is now better. So like that's more of a story thing. That's like, yeah. So don't do anything else that I've been doing. Yeah. And then with the Folly stuff too, it's like I had to shoot down a couple things, and it's like I feel like it's hopefully for the best. It's like a lot of their ideas are great, but it's like, well, what if Twilight is a tomato ones, we have to animate that? It's like, I don't know. So I know we're giving it off on that, but it's like, in a way, I don't want to like feel like you know, all your ideas are, you know, dumb or anything. It's like they're great, but it's like I explained everything. So what I feel about that. So that's why I wanted to not include it as well, is because it was going to be random and just placed into like as an afterthought to be funny. Hopefully. If it's just placed in there random just for whatever, just especially as we said, like just to make it less boring, then that's part of the story part too, is that the story part is not strong enough to hold anything. Like it has to have, like if it like a Star Wars, you know, if like the first episode 4, you know, if that was too boring that you had to add CG dinosaurs and, you know, people falling off in like the desert town, is like, you know, your story is great. It's like, why would you also add on to this? So I feel like I try to do that too, but it's just like I don't know. If I want to add like more details and stuff, I would add more plants or something, or like add more trees to everything. But that's not true. Like I wanted everything to be almost minimalistic in a way that's like some kind of style. So obviously there's no outlines or gradients and extra bits to everything. So just kind of, it's very very clean and very, you know, having like very minimal everything, like palettes and everything. So I guess I'm leaning more towards that. So like if I include like even these toasters have like a little bit of shine on them, so I'll have to go back and change it into the style, and they're a little bit blue, so I'm not sure if the color balance is going to work out too well either. So if it's a bird or even a pony, we'll have to figure it out too. It's like it's also the interaction too that also got me. So and to go back to the follow thing, it's like, you know, adding things on more than a 20-minute animation, like adding more ideas to it, is just I just wanted to shut everything down. It's just like, can we at least, you know, I wanted to say to myself, like, can we at least finish what the proposal was before adding in, well, then Twilight gets a robot arm and let's have a whole backstory to that. So I was like, well, like, why? Well, you know, we have to explain like why she has a robot arm. It's like that's not gonna, you know, pan out. It's not part of the script. Doesn't need to be explained. It's like, it's fine. Let's just Because I've been working on this, you know, the Folly Celestia project for like since 2017, so about nearly 2 years. So it's like, I've been working on this like every other day for like 2 years. So it's like, and we're still not done. So it's like having new blood come in and say like, well, we have new ideas, and it's like, ooh, like what am I supposed to do? Like are we supposed to like keep working on it, as well as adding these new bits that, in theory, might only add like a little bit, you know, but will cost time and effort, you know, to like create everything. So that's just what I'm worried about. Is like simple and clean, please. Like I just want to finish the core of it before, and if we just have time and like want to do, you know, if like in like a year's time, you know, once we finish it, would you like to go back and add that thing that you wanted to do? And it's like, I had enough time to like think about it and go, you know, did you want to spend that time to like do your fancy ideas, like more than a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, like at least finishing the core of it? It's like that's what I'm trying to say. I know this is such a small, like my project that we're just doing the comic. It's like such a small thing, so a small project and like thing, but it's like, I don't know. It just seems like I wanted to feel a bit like it could be, you know, main channel content. And so to maintain that, I have these sort of principles and standards and stuff like I've explained. So, yeah. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit. I know that I probably talked about that for like over a half hour. So, that's kind of how that works. See Derpy tests. What did you watch it? Gotta watch it again. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like Derpy tests in that Halloween video where I had horrible animation on top of my own, what do you call it, voiceover, or like my top videos on my channel. It's like, it's too bad that the worst videos are on the top. I'm not verified. I think verified is if you have 100,000 subscribers. So not really close to that. So maybe they changed it. I'm sure YouTube changes everything every minute. So who knows? With all their rules. Yeah. Thankfully, I got monetized and everything before the big shift, where you had to obviously now get at least 1,000 views per year or 10,000 views and like get like 1,000 subscribers. So it's like would have been more tricky. It makes startup and smaller channels even harder to get monetized. So thankfully the standards before were a little bit simpler. I think I just had to just set it up. I think there might have been some stuff for like have 100 or 1,000 or so subscribers. So I'm not sure what it is to get verified right now. You can probably look that up. So I won't spend some time researching it for now. So I should probably get going. I noticed it was super weird. I wasn't quite in the mind state. Is that right? So sorry about that. Hopefully when I'm not rushing around and thinking about this comic again. Oh, not to do a comic video. There's about to finish it up. So okay. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. Anyone else who's still here, thank you. Yeah, I think that's about it. So see you guys on Thursday. I'll try to do this stream a little better, where I'll be in a better mindset to be doing good. So yeah, sorry, this time it wasn't a peak performance, I would say. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll try to I don't know, I'll try to you know, everything that I've said over and over. Okay, thank you, goodbye. See ya.